Hey, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Want to shout out our sponsors. First off, we have Defend Hawaii. They have a store in Windward Mall called Noan. But if you go on their website, defendhawaii.com, check out what merch they have. They have a lot of stuff for spring, so go check them out. Defendhawaii.com, promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Next, we have IREP Detail Supply. They're a local detail supply company that sells waxes, polishes, anything you need to detail your car, truck, van. They have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center. If you go on their website, irepdetailsupply.com, use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, you will receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Next, we have Hawaii Candy Factory, and you see their stuff everywhere. They have the snacks called Noms. It's a lot of different candies or candies you might know, like Nerds and Gushers and Gummy Bears, and they mix it with local style lihimui and stuff, and they have the nicest packaging. It's called Noms. They got some stuff coming out for Easter, so go check them out, hawaiicandyfactory.com. Use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You receive 10% off your entire purchase order. Last but not least, we have our Medicinal Mushroom Company. It's a locally based medicinal mushroom company out of Hawaii, Medicinal Mushroom Hawaii. And they have 4 tinctures of extracted mushrooms from lion's mane, the chaga mushroom, turkey tail, and their newest one is red reishi. They all have different medical benefits. You can look it up on their website, medmushroomhigh.com. Right now, I want to talk to you about the red reishi. It's brand new, came out a couple weeks ago, and I've been taking it religiously. And this one is known to improve your quality of sleep. It combats fatigue and it helps fights infection. But for the quality of sleep, I can honestly say within 3 days of taking this before I go to bed, I have had the deepest sleep. I have the most restful sleep, and I wake up feeling like a champ. So if you have a trouble sleeping, try this one out. Go on their website, medmushroomhigh.com, promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, all capitals. You'll receive 45% off your first tincture of mushrooms, regardless which one it is. So go check them out, medmushroomhigh.com. Aloha. This week on my show, I'm super excited to have this guy. I've been a fan of his Instagram page for a long time. His recipes, his inspiration, his dance moves is Gerritt Vincent, the Hawaiian Keto Dad. What's up, man? Welcome to my show.
Aloha, aloha. Hey, thank you for having me, man. I just pick up my kids from their Ninja Warrior class. I just cut up all their fruits and vegetables, and then heated up their bacon. And I'm in the kitchen still, but I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm
Let's
looking forward
go.
to it. Uh, yeah, I'm Portuguese, so I talk story, so it's all good.
Perfect. Gonna be easy for when I edit it. I just let you run them.
Yeah, just oh, now I get pressure a little bit.
And so wait, you're keto. I assume your kids are keto also. Are they cool with that, or are they?
No, when and I'll get into the backstory of why I decided and I started the diet, but we let our kids just be kids,
Yeah.
like as I've grown into the ketogenic diet and it worked for me, it all like weight wise, it also works for my wife, but she wasn't happy. And so we kind of learned that, like, personally, my opinion, that there's a diet, or there's just a lifestyle, there's a way of eating for everybody, and I think you just got to find the one that fits for you. I know in my life, during a certain part of my life, it positively affected me and my mom, and so that's what I ran with when I started my page. As for my kids, I just gonna let them be kids. I understand there's benefits, but I also, you know what I mean, like, I also understand there's benefits for kids to just be kids,
Yeah.
and so my kids get a lot of fruits, vegetables, not too much candy. That's not on them. I mean, they just don't really want candy. My thing is, it's hard for me to get them to eat protein. They're kind of picky eaters, so.
Oh.
But yeah, to answer your question in my roundabout way, my kids are
Thi-
kid. They just eat like they're picky eaters. They had allergies when they were young, and
Mm.
so as parents, it's been a little bit difficult introducing new foods. But every time we get a new food into their diet, we have one party and we celebrate, and
Oh,
and
right
we're
on.
that they at least have certain fruits and vegetables that they really like, and then we put that on their plate as much as we can. And so,
And what, they
yeah,
eat rice and stuff like that, or?
yeah, they
Oh,
eat
okay, okay.
rice, crackers, cereal, a lot of snacks, but every dinner time we usually just try to make sure they have like their favorite fruits, veggies, and then my younger son loves nori. So we get
Oh.
like 3, 4 boxes of nori, and he'll munch that. Like we're like, oh, slow down, you can choke, little boy. But yeah, yeah. So they eat the carbohydrates. I don't, and then even me too. Like since the holidays,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like after my first 4 years of being strict keto, I kind of been on the up and down roller coaster. During the holidays, I kind of ease off a little bit. Then I realize, oh, my joint's sore. Then I try to kind of whip myself back into shape and then cut down on the carbohydrates, and then I feel a
Yeah.
little bit better. But for me, I think now is just trying to promote not just healthy foods, but just promote like a healthy like mindset. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
sometimes sometimes like the guilt around food is more detrimental than the actual food itself. And
Yeah.
personally, for me, that's how I've experienced it. So not only sharing when I'm doing a low carb meal, but also sharing when I do a cheat meal. And I'm like, and you see, they see me, and I'm like, I don't look keto right now, but just sharing that, I think, can make other people feel more comfortable. And I
Yeah.
think comfortability is one of the best ways to like heal. I don't know. I feel like I do talk now. I told you I was funny.
That's good, bro. It's good for a talk show. So wait,
Me, I
so you,
forget my question. Oh, sorry,
oh,
go.
no, no, no worries, no worries. You started keto. Obviously you had to make a choice and be like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna start keto. So I had two questions. What made you start keto? And then what made you start doing content with your recipes and stuff?
Well, so for me, what started it was my mom, who I'm a mama's boy. I'm the youngest out of 3 boys. So I hung out with my mom my whole life. She's the one mostly that taught me how to cook. And we have diabetes runs in our family. And so she was diagnosed with diabetes. And when that happened, it was like, it was a wake up call, not just to like her, but at that time, I was working graveyard shifts at Hilton Hawaiian Village, the hotel that I work at, and I was about 275. Um,
Oh,
and I was just unhealthy. When you work graveyard shift, it's hard. Everything's flipped upside down, backwards. I'm coming home. I'm stopping at Jack in the Box on the way home almost every day. Hide the rubbish before I come into the house. It was bad. And then I think around that same time, and I think a lot of people may have saw this episode, but I was just looking up ways that I can support my mom. So it was like me and then my oldest brother. We were both the heaviest we've been in a really long time. Me in my whole life. And we kind of made a agreement that we would support my mom. And then so we made a kind of like a weight loss bet thing, but it was more so just like we're gonna if mom's gonna cut out her carbohydrates or just eat healthy, we're gonna try to. And during my research, I stumbled across an episode, Joe Rogan podcast, and on that podcast, I forget her name, but she was a ketogenic diet expert, and she was explaining like the different types of fuel sources that your body can use. And I was
okay.
like, oh. And then I was like, oh, this is interesting. And she was explaining that like our body, and like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm just explaining what I heard and what kind of flipped the little switch for me. was she said that our body can use like carbohydrates as fuel and they like it, but carbohydrates tend to burn fast and then you're hungry again.
Mm.
And then she was explaining, but if you cut out majority of your carbohydrates and you fill it with healthy fats, or you just fill it with proteins, and it doesn't have the carbohydrates to burn, but it'll burn the fat, which kind of turns into ketones. I don't know the science behind it. Long story short is you eventually kind of lose weight. You get less hungry.
Mm.
That podcast episode kind of reprogrammed my brain to be like, huh, like I don't mind eating steak. I don't mind eating eggs. I don't mind eating avocado. It sucks that I'm not going to be able to eat rice, but
Yeah.
I can cook some steamed vegetables. You know, you're still allowed to eat vegetables on the diet. And so I kind of took away the rice from my normal plate that I would make. I added some steamed vegetables, or I don't really put salad because for me to eat salad, I gotta drench it with dressing.
Me too.
And the yeah, so I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
So I kind of stuck to just like steamed vegetables and then proteins and then avocados and whatnot. And then I just started to lose weight. And to answer your question about my Instagram, I saw during my research, I saw other people. I saw a community on Instagram kind of doing the similar diet. And so for me, I'm the type of person that if I stay to myself, I tend not to be too successful.
Mm.
But if I am in like some sort of group or community, I tend to thrive. It's just my personal, that's who I am. My wife says I'm an extrovert. You know, I enjoy group projects, you know, and so for me, I started it as a way to have a community and a way for my to keep myself accountable. So every day I made a New Year's resolution. I was like, every day for 1 year, I'm gonna take a picture, like paper plate and all, like just boom, I get some bacon right there. And I would just before I eat every day, I take a picture, I'd post it. I post one post a day. This is the time, it was like before people were doing videos. I just would do a picture, post what I made. I would eat, that would be what I eat. And then I would make sure, okay, if I want to post again, I better make sure I do a low carb like meal and I cook it, post it. And so that's what started it. And so for
Oh
the
wow.
first couple of years, I was only just taking pictures and communicating with the community, learning. And then initially that first 6 to 7 months, I believe I dropped about 65 pounds, 70 pounds.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
plenty.
And I mean, I felt good. I felt confident, and I felt like I was able to be a better dad. My mom during this time also, she lost enough weight and got healthy enough that she was taking off her diabetes medicine and her blood pressure medicine.
That's
And so she
awesome.
reversed her diabetes diagnosis during that time.
Wow.
And so it
That's
was something that we knew we were doing, you know?
That's awesome. And with positive results equals a better motivation. I know for me, if I'm on a diet or if I'm working on, I'm like, oh shoot, I making some gains. It's working. It motivates me more to keep continuing what I'm doing. I'm sure that's the same way with you lose 65 pounds. It's like, brah, I'm sticking with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I th-
I mean it. Oh, sorry, go.
oh no, going.
No, I was just gonna say like it was the easier part for me was to lose it. And then the harder part is that, in my opinion, for me was to sorry, my kid is over there.
No worries, no
The
worries.
harder is my is the consistency to kind of maintain it or to find like that routine. We were talking about earlier off camera about having a routine for our kids, but I think
Yeah.
important to have a routine for ourselves that keeps us in like a healthy kind of mode. You know, I think that was the harder part for me, and it's something I'm still working on today. You know.
Yeah. I think with with good results, then it's like you feel maybe because you were putting on Instagram that you kind of pressured to stick with it a little bit, or you don't want to let your quote unquote fans down, so you keep continuing what you're doing. But your content, for me personally, resonated just as a dude. The stuff you make and the way you present it or explain your recipes make it easy for me to follow, and I'm pretty sure any local brother can watch your video and say, bro, I can make that. I have that stuff in the cupboard. Let's go. And bro, it's some good stuff you coming out with.
You thank you. I appreciate it. A lot of it is just like what I learned from my mom. My mom always like so growing up, my two older brothers and I, before church, our job, or after church, our job was to cook breakfast for the family. And so my mom, depending on what she was on for, what she was craving, she would tell us uh if I wanted pancakes, that, oh, Gerritt, you're the best, Kamina, that's my Hawaiian name. You're the best at making pancakes. So she would be like, hey, go cook, go in the kitchen. You cook it. You're the best. And so as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I'm the best. I'd look at my brothers and be like, I'm the best pancake maker. And then I cook. And then my brother Judd, he was French toast. And then my oldest brother was like fried rice.
Okay.
Um, and it was just something that my parents did to get us confident and get us proud to cook for others. I guess culturally in my family, anyways, we never really cooked for ourselves as much as like you cook kind of for others or for the family. And then like nothing's better to me than like cooking something and then giving it to someone and
Yeah.
then watching them and being like, oh, it was good. And they're like, oh, Ross, oh no. And I'm like, oh, that feeling is contagious,
Yeah.
you know? So anyways, yeah. What was the question?
S- So how you come up with these recipes? Like a lot of it seems like local. For one, I was watching the video with the sardines and the onions and the tomato with the vinegar. Oh, I was like, bruh, I
Yeah,
always ate that.
uh,
I
that's
thought
the
like that
mommy
was
stuff.
yeah,
I
exactly.
grew up. Yeah, that's. But the thing is, because it's like poi, although culturally I'll eat it from time to time. It's a starch, so it's not necessarily a keto food. People
Yeah,
say keto like it's a food or not. All it is limiting the amount of carbohydrates in your body and adding enough of the fats and the healthy fats so that your body uses the ketones or the fats in your body as fuel rather than the carbs.
yeah,
But poi is a starch, so it does have carbohydrates, and so I eat that sparingly when I'm strict on my diet. But that's what it was really. That's the sardine, onion, shoyu vinegar, tomato, poi,
yeah,
little bit black pepper over the top.
yeah.
That's something that I ate with my mom all the time. And it's so easy to make. And then it looks weird and gross, but it's so good.
Oh
And I
yeah.
think there's a large community of locals and actually a lot of people from Guam. I made a lot
Mhm.
of fans from what is that? Chamorro? Cham-
Oh, yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
yeah. A
Micronesia,
lot
kind.
of
Yeah,
when I cook anything with spam or shoyu vinegar, or my dad used to make a finadene sauce, and I thought he was making up that name, but that's just shoyu vinegar, citrus. Like you can use lemon or the the authentic way is a calamansi, the
oh
little
yeah, yeah,
lemon,
yeah. Yep, yep.
and red peppers, whatever pepper you have, Hawaiian chili pepper. So it's the best like shoyu vinegar sauce you could ever have. You could just throw like cucumbers inside and just eat it. I make that for my wife all the time, and we just eat it like one side.
Yep.
But yeah, so mom probably most influential was like my mom. She taught us how to cook with glunks. So like, oh, how you make shoyu chicken again? You go, oh, two glunks of this, one glunk of that. You know what I mean? And then you just it's like less of the like the recipes growing up was never like amounts of stuff. It was
Exactly.
you watch the stove and you time it. And so whenever you make a stew, you brown the meat. That's the flavor. Then you gotta you know what I mean? And then you do this and then you do that. But like in regards to flavor, you just adding and tasting. That's just
Yeah.
how my mom cooked. So that's funny whenever I cook something, I get all the comments, where's the recipe? Where's the recipe? I'm like, oh, you saw the video. I just went glunk glunk and I went glunk glunk. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much that is. So I mean, it's different style, but
That's how my dad is. He makes Kobe and I can never get his sauce right, and it's for the same reason. I tell him how much you putting in. He's like, "Oh, 1 spoon."
you
And I'm
gotta
like,
feel
"What? How big your spoon?" And it's this big
it.
aluminum spoon. I'm like, "I don't have that." Like what?
Yeah.
And then like he'll go with the honey. I'm like, "How much you putting in?" He's like, "Ah, a little bit." I'm like, "Bro, what
Yeah.
is little bit? Like, how I gonna write that down and know what to make?" He said, "Bro, you gotta go by taste." And then
Yeah.
he mix them all up, and then he made me taste them, and then he said, "Yours gotta taste like that." I'm just like, "Bruh."
You know what I did? And I love my parents. I love them. I take the recipes that they give me. I like to add maybe one or two things that I like,
Yeah,
and then I make it a little bit of my own because there's no way I can make it exactly like them. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And I don't
yeah,
want to like I want it to be a point where I'm like I'm trying to compete or trying to take what they. I'm like no no. Well, like my mom always put corn in her chili, and I was like, you know what? I'll put celery in my chili, or it's like
yeah,
I'll tweak a little bit here and there, but I give
yeah,
credit to my parents, not just my mom. My dad has a couple of dishes that is bomb, but he measures. My dad will
yeah,
measure. Yeah. So,
yeah. I like
but
measuring because I can follow that. My taste bud, I don't know. And my mom, whenever she gave me recipes or my sister, she always leave out one little stuff so that
mm,
so ours doesn't taste as good as
it
hers.
could be in the will, maybe,
Yeah, no, bro.
maybe not even.
We looked, she didn't pass it. And the same thing, we looking in all her stuffs, and every
Oh,
time my sister is like, "Bruh, I don't know what's different." I say, "I'm telling you, she left out one little thing. She never
you
tell
gotta
you."
put the in. You gotta just keep
Yeah,
trying.
try until we hit it, huh? Bro, a
It's
lot of
probably the most simple thing. It's
oh yeah,
probably
yeah,
it's probably like
one dash
garlic
wishes
powder.
sir or
Probably
something. Yeah,
no, yeah, like just one little tablespoon vinegar. You don't
yeah.
even know it.
Yeah, I've been trying to cook, and I did a few of yours on the tomato cheese was a
Oh, like
hamburger
as the
bun.
bun instead of the
Oh, yeah, that
so
was good.
you said in the video that it's gonna get juicy.
Yeah,
So you
big
gotta make sure you
mess.
got it on hand because when the cheese is melting, the tomato kind of cooks a little bit.
Yeah,
And then that's what I noticed when I bit it in. I was like, oh, I was
yeah.
like sucking up all the juice. But yeah, that was something I for a while. I actually just today I did the other like in and out version of the bunless burger where they grilled the
Okay,
onion. I was like,
that's what
I've
I
been
was
seeing a
thinking
lot
of.
of
I was
videos.
thinking
Yeah,
about
I've seen a
that.
lot of videos doing that. I did my version. I was all stressing over here. I was all stressing over here, like the splatter, the one of the burger splattered my eyeball. I was like, I was like, because I mean I don't have a lot of like I just have like a phone and like a tripod and I'm just in my kitchen, and I'm
Yeah,
just but every time I complain to my wife about that, she's like, no, you don't need anything else. I think she always says she's super supportive. She always says like everyone like watches your content because you're regular. Like,
yep,
you're not putting on a production.
yep,
If you put on a production, I feel like you probably lose more followers and gain followers. I'm
yep.
like, I know, but I'm like, I'm saying all the time, or I misspoke all the time, or I forgot an ingredient on this one. She's like, don't worry about it.
Yep, and that's
She's
why I think yours resonates with people is organic and it seems true to what you're trying to do. And like I always told, because I don't have like the biggest setup, I don't have a studio. If you seen where I am, I'm in between. This is my desk, my TV's over here, my bed. I'm like, it looks cool. Like I have a high tech studio, but
yeah,
I can't move right now until this is done.
yeah,
And
exactly. Look at me. I have a light shining against the back of our kitchen with
yeah.
my creepy drawings in the back.
But like I always say, it's not about the equipment, it's about the content. And your content is awesome because it motivates people, and it you put a spin on it to where people think they know you personally. Like for me, I watch your stuff and I swear I thought I saw you come district one time, and I was like, I wonder if that's him. And I was like, I better not. I don't know. I don't
No,
like sit. And
nah, nah,
oh,
nah, joking, joking. There's no ways. There's no ways I have the ability to like go out. I just
yeah.
go home. I wrestle my kids down into bed, and then I do it all over again. No worries.
But it,
But I have some. I used to. Is that where the bar 7 used to be?
yeah, yep.
Yeah, I have memories when it was bar 7 though.
Yeah.
Before I had the keiki, but no, not after the keiki. I don't. I haven't set foot in
Yeah.
in district.
But like I was saying, like because I watch your content and it's so personal, it's like, oh, that guy that's my friend, bro. I watch his stuff. He helped me cook. He entertains me, and then it's personal. You know what I mean? Like you have like segments of when you go to different cool spots on Oahu, and it's like, oh, it just makes you personable, makes you real, not just somebody trying to put out content for the views and the likes. It's more to engage with people that's watching it. I think that's the difference between you and other people.
I thank you. I appreciate it. I do have to manage my expectations with posts. But what I try to do, when I'm in the right mindset, like right now, I feel like I've been in the right mindset. I've been posting, and I try to just let it follow my life. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and so like when you say like you feel like it's personable because I might do a video like out in like North Shore or something, it's because I'm going out North Shore. And I'm like, you know what? Like, this is an experience that I'm having a blast, and might as well like showcase it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it kind of just becomes not it just becomes more. I feel better posting more authentic stuff. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like times where sorry, that's the ice machine in the back.
No worries.
Uh,
I have
yeah.
that same ice machine.
Bro, my younger son he one of his favorite snacks is legit is just crunching ice. We
That's
put a
good.
little bowl of ice and he just munch ice. I'm like, oh yeah, it's cheap.
Yep, that's the one from
That's
Costco,
a cheap snack right there. Yeah, that's
Yep.
the one from
Yep,
Costco.
I get that one too.
So the
Oh,
thing is, you
that's
cannot no putting your hand in the ice machine because the thing will get all moldy. You go stay over there. Use the scooper.
the little yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, I appreciate. Huh? Scooper for what? Oh, for rice. Sorry,
No worries.
that's the rice. That's right. My wife is in the background preparing the rest of their dinner. I did the first part of the chopping. Now she's preparing the rest of my kids' dinner,
Well,
and my kids
teamwork.
are in the other room right now. I say other room, but our house is literally just a living room where our bed's in, and then one other room. It was done now. I think it was done. It looks. Sorry. But
Oh
yeah.
wait, not to get off topic, I wanted to ask this question because I see you made spam musubis, and I always have this question, and I still never got one real answer. I asked my dad and everything. Why you wash the rice? And what is all
Um.
that stuff that comes out? Because I asked my
Be,
dad, he just said wash them.
yeah. So the reason you wash your rice is so you don't get liquids.
That's
No, 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 no. I
that's
don't know.
true, bro.
I just see the murky water that comes off, and I'm like, I don't think that's good. So I just we just have to wash the rice until the water wasn't murky, and then you're like, okay, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know if it's good or bad. All I
I
know is
never gonna
that
get the answer to this.
if I posted a video without washing the rice, oh god, I lose my Hawaii card. Boom, I taken off Hawaiian, guarantee. It could be Howdy Keto Dad.
Yeah. Oh, I never gonna get the answer to this question, bro. I don't know.
There's
I can
probably some
Google them,
scientific.
everything. Yeah.
My assumption is that maybe the rice isn't fully clean, and you just want to make sure you get off of all the stuff.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we're washing the nutrients off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna post a video and I'm like,
Cancel.
no way, no ways, bro. The Filipinos and the Hawaiians gonna come out swinging. Japanese, the
Yeah.
Chinese, everybody gonna be like, oh, whoa,
I
whoa, whoa.
I guess that's the truest answer, bro. We wash the rice so we don't get lickings.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. No,
That's
no, no.
funny.
Sorry, mom and dad. You guys are awesome. But yeah.
All right, that was a side note, but how comfortable were you coming in front of the camera before you start? Were you always personable and like didn't mind being on the spotlight and kind of resonated once you started doing social media, or you was like, oh, I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
try this out?
so that's funny because I'm in real life walking around. I mean, I'm a bellman at a big hotel at Hilton Hawaiian Village, so like being in front of people has never been an issue.
Yeah.
But I realized, when I started making videos, it's a different animal, and I started to get a little bit more in my head about what I'm putting out there. So it did take some time. It took a couple years before I decided I wanted to start doing stories. And then in my stories, a lot of times I'll just talk about my day, my stresses, what I plan on cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's never really like I have no plan before I press the button for do the story. I go right before I go to work. I go do a story. I turn my light on in my car and I go, oh, hello everybody. How's Monday? Oh man, work was crazy yesterday. Blah blah blah. And I'm just diarrhea out of my mouth. But like I feel better when I do that. It's like therapy for me to share kind of like my events, and a lot of times people respond and be like, oh, me too. They might be having like a problems during that time like they can connect with. And so while I kind of felt comfortable doing the stories, that's when I made the decision to start doing reels and
Mm.
TikToks. And when I did that, I feel like I found like my little routine, or whatever you want to say, like how I wanted to create my content. Do you know what I mean? And it was just
Yeah.
kind of I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't have a lot of equipment. I have my phone, and so I filmed like little clips of me cooking, and I'll put little clips all together. I try to crop it, fast forward it, so it's like at least less than a minute, and then I go in the corner of my kid's bedroom where there's the least amount of like background noise, and I'm literally just voicing over what I'm doing in the video. And I do it 20 something times until it gets to a point where I'm like, I think that was okay. I show my wife, and she's always like, oh, that's good. I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah, yeah. And then I just post it, and I close my eyes and I don't look at it for a day or two.
Let it go. Set
And
it and
then it's like,
forget it.
yep, I post it and ghost it. And occasionally I'll like respond to comments on it in
Yeah.
Instagram mostly, but I know for TikTok, anybody that posts on TikTok, they probably encountered a lot of trolls, a lot of
Oh,
negative, and so
that's
I
what
had
one of
to
my questions is
deal
gonna
with
be.
that. Yeah, sorry.
No, how was dealing with negative issues, and with social media, it's especially as you build a following, you're gonna have trolls and negativity. It's sad, and I mean I have encountered it, and for me personally, I would engage, and then I'm realizing like, why am I engaging with these
Yeah,
donkeys?
I
And
know.
then I had to stop. But for you, how did it occur, and how did you react to it? How did you handle it?
I mean, initially, I remember I remember I did a sorry. It's This was like the post that kind of it hit like a sensitive spot for whatever reason. I did a video where I did like a hamburger helper. I used to in college. I used to make hamburger helper for my roommates every once in a while. I was the cook for my roommates in college because I told them I'm not gonna wash one dish. If I cook every night, you guys wash the dishes. every night. And so for my junior senior year, when I was in, with my football and my teammates, I would cook home cooked meals, and then they would wash the dishes. But anyways, I would every once in a while I'd rotate in hamburger helper, and I did a video on TikTok that went viral on hamburger helper, and like so many people would just put like, it looks like dog food, or oh gross, put like throw up mouth, and I'm like, dude, like all the comments was just like throw up guy, because it looked kind of gross, right?
Well, it's
Yeah, like
hamburger
hamburger
helper. Yeah,
helper. And
yeah.
I'm like,
Wait.
I remember seeing that and just being like, because I got, when it was one of my first videos that went somewhat viral, right? Like got a lot
Yeah.
of views. So you're getting the notifications. And I'm like, ooh, I get the notification. I'm like, babe, 100,000. Oh, babe, oh. And then I go look at it, and I'm like, throw up, ew, gross, dog food. I'm like, oh. And then and so I kind of like, I guess I took it a little bit to heart, like, oh, that's kind of a bummer,
Yeah.
And then especially in like the diet space, there's a
Yeah.
lot of different like opinions about what's healthy and what's not. A lot of people think ketogenic diet's unhealthy, and like I said, I'm not an expert. I just showing what works for me, Uh, but what to answer your question, how I dealt with it, I realized the videos that had the most negative comments were the videos that had the highest amount of activity and views. So if you look at all the videos that have like my viral videos that went off, those are the ones with all the trolls and all the negative people. They help the algorithm. So now when someone puts one stupid comment on one of my videos, I go, oh, mahalos, brother, mahalos for the bump, mahalos for the algorithm bump, because that's basically what they're doing, right? And it's
Yep.
like, who knows if they're like AI bots, or just like, you know what I mean? Or just people that are like not happy with themselves and they want to put other
Yeah.
people down. Because I talk to my wife about it all the time. I'm like, I would never say something negative. I don't think I've ever wrote something negative to anybody. Like
Yeah.
that's so crazy. Like, the keyboard warriors are
I'm
wild
the
right now.
I'm the same. It blows my mind while people would go out of their way and take time out of their life to talk trash or make a negative comment. And that's crazy that you say that. Negativity inspires, provokes more views, and like it goes bigger. But
It's it's
yeah.
an algorithm thing. So it's
Yeah.
like negative or positive, doesn't matter. But when you post something, it the Instagram, TikTok, whatever thing you post on it, YouTube, if people start writing comments and having activity on it, the the website thinks it's a popular video, and it
Yeah.
just puts it up to more people see it, more people see it, more people talk on it, and then more people, you know what I mean? It's just like,
Yep.
so, I think that's why whenever I do a video on, like, I grew up eating spam. A lot of us locals eat spam, so I started a spam series.
Yeah.
Every time I make a video on like spam, it tends to do a lot better than my other videos. And I think mainly it's because you get a lot of people pro spam and you get a lot of people anti spam. And then
Yeah.
they arguing in the comments. They're like, they're scrapping in the
You're
comments.
starting
And the
one
whole
beef.
time Instagram is thinking like, oh wow, this must be a great video. Let's put more people to watch it. And so I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But I try
That's
to
crazy.
stay as real as I can. I understand there's preservatives and stuff in a lot of the local foods that we eat.
Oh yeah.
But also it's I don't want to say culturally, but it's we grew up with
Yep.
it. You know,
Yep. Spam is
and
part of our culture.
it's ono too.
Yep.
So cooked. I've never had it raw. But I get
Me
some
neither.
people. Some people are like, "Hey, you should do like a spam ceviche." I'm like,
Nope.
"What?"
Nope.
It's good.
Spam
I know it's
tartar.
cooked already. I understand it's cooked already. I know that.
Yeah.
Like hot dog. I'm not gonna eat one raw hot dog.
Oh nope.
You know what I mean? Like, I know hot dogs are cooked already. I'm not gonna eat a
Yeah.
raw hot dog. The only one I eat out of the can, for better for worse,
Vienna
Vienna sausage.
sausage. Yeah.
It is what it is. A little bit
Yeah.
shoyu,
Yeah.
Tabasco,
Black pepper.
just
Yeah.
cut your finger on the can. But when times is hard, that's you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Oh man, I think you're right though. It's fun. Like, oh, some of these videos, like I'll watch the video and then I'll get more entertained reading the comments because holy, some of these people, they're one funny. They have zero filters. Sometimes the comments
Yeah,
are funnier than the
yeah,
video.
yeah. No, for real.
Yeah,
I know, I know. Some
yeah,
people are so funny. Some people
yeah,
are so like witty, just in general, in a lot of videos.
yeah,
But when you're the brunt, what is that? Bunt of the joke? Is it
yeah.
bunt of the
Brunt, but
brunt of the joke?
blunt. No, brunt. Yeah, I
Blunt,
don't know.
blunt of the I
The
don't know.
blunt of the joke.
When you're the person getting teased, when you're the guy getting teased,
Yeah,
it's not as funny.
yeah,
That's what I was going for.
yeah. I was the same. Like, oh, I would get worked up. Like, what you said, bro? Where you live? Like, and then it's
Yeah,
like, why am I engaging?
mhm,
And then I honestly,
I know.
I don't really engage with negativity. I do when it comes to the 49ers for some reason. I'll especially Seahawks fans, I'll get
Seahawks,
into it.
49,
Yeah. And then it's like, oh,
call
I'm like,
them
oh, I just
She-Hawk.
wasted.
No.
Yeah. I just wasted 2 hours battling some guy I don't even know about,
I know,
a
I know.
team that I
It's
don't even
funny the
belong
stuff
to.
we do. It's crazy the stuff we do for like
Yeah.
a team. Like we have no stake in it. We're not
Yeah.
players, you know.
Yeah.
We just we're fanatics, you know. We want
Yeah.
to root for something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. To get back to your videos, I noticed you put up dancing videos. You got some moves, bro. It's not like you don't got some dance skills that you coordinated, bro. Like were you a dancer before or you just like your face too,
I,
bro? You're in it,
I
bro, when you
appreciate
dancing.
it. My buddy Kala is probably laughing if he ever sees this. But on to be totally honest with you, the dancing that I've learned is basically from I wrestled and I played football. So we'd always have to go to the weight room. In between sets at the weight room, there'd always be music playing. So my buddies and I would always make any kind of dance during that time. I swear to God, that's and then from that point of like learning how to dance, then you get into the YouTube and you start learning like, like you watch videos of like people in like Korea or Japan that can do like popping and like, and I
Yeah.
just would every once in a while would just practice because I thought it was entertaining. Um, I don't know if I had a few beers at like a staycation, and then I just was like, hey, maybe I do a dance video, and then I started doing that every once in a while. I haven't done it in a while.
Oh, you
I
gotta
know,
do some more of
I
those, bro.
I know, but for me, it's fun. It's fun. Um, when I was single, before Honey Babes over there, we would, I would, usually me and my buddies would be one of the first guys on the dance floor because you get plenty of space, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and you just I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun to me, and I don't see it as like embarrassing when I'm in front of people dancing. I see it as just like trying to make people laugh or trying to cheer people up. And so,
Yeah.
if that's like my thought process during the dance, even if I mess up, it is what it is. I'm not doing it for like compete. I compete in other aspects of my life. When it comes to dancing, it's just kind of who can be. It depends on the song, honestly. You put one like crump song, I go act like I can crump. You put one mahu song, I act mahu. You know what I mean? It's like and that's maybe that's Kamehameha schools or something. I don't know, but it is it's the truth. It's just more fun like that. That's why if you ever want to get out of a dance battle, you just start dancing mahu, and then the tough b-boy not gonna know what to do.
I can remember
I've
that.
done that a couple of times at Bar Seven. I I uh I have memories at Bar Seven. It's funny from what I do remember. But
That goes with
yeah,
fighting too.
but
Whenever somebody like fight, you act mahu, they're not gonna like
yeah,
fight.
yeah. You go, oh, you drop your pants. You're like, what? Like strap. Whoa, 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 whoa. It is what it is, man. It's just, I don't know. It's just fun. I think I was either programmed a way to the person that is can laugh things off, uh I think is the strongest person in the room. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, person that can just tease, and not necessarily tease themselves, but like laugh at themselves,
Yeah.
like it's some of my best friends, for better for worse. We all tease each other. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
and it's out of love. It's just, if I don't tease you, then we're probably not the closest friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how it is in our circle of friends. So
Yeah.
that so dancing, and then I also danced hula. I
Oh,
danced
okay.
hula in when I was in high school for a couple of years for Kaleo, Trinidad.
Hmm.
I was in Hawaiian ensemble, and that was hard actually.
Oh,
Hula is
yeah.
hard.
Oh, guarantee.
Would
Yep.
come from football camp and then go to hula camp, and hula camp would bust my okole more. Had just having to hold your hands like this
Or duck
for a
walk.
long time, your arms just start. So, but
Yeah. That's well, I guess that's why you got your moves from, because you know how to move because of hula. Like, because dance is something you can't be taught for the most part. You gotta have rhythm. You can't get taught rhythm. You know what I mean? That's why I can't
I guess
dance.
so. I oh, for real, nah, you
Yeah.
can get. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think for me, it's just like taking whatever music in the background, whatever it
Yeah.
is, then like letting your body just feel it. And then whatever your body does, to like, if you're focusing less on your body, but more on like the music, I think that's the best way to like at least put out some sort of rhythm. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think the part where like people think they cannot dance, they're like they're thinking like, oh, put my arm here, put my leg there, one and
Mm.
two. They're not even focusing on the music, because they're just
Oh,
thinking, oh, where my arm go if I do that, or that guy did this. I don't think when I dance. I literally, you know what I mean. I don't think a lot actually. Now that I think, I'm not thinking much right now. I'm just diarrhea out of my mouth, but it's just I don't know. It's just try to have fun, I guess.
yeah, that's how I think. Okay, I'll remember that next time I try it, and you can
Yeah,
see me
don't
making dance
worry
videos.
about your what is happening. Yeah, just the music is
Yeah,
like
that's gonna be my thing. I'm gonna make a dance video, and it's gonna look so dumb, and then the comments gonna blow up because it's so everybody gonna be teasing me, and then
right,
it's gonna go
going to
viral.
be, everyone will be laughing.
Thaddeus,
But
the scrub dancer.
they go put teach me. They go put teach me in the comments. Teach me, brother. Teach me, master. Yeah. Oh, and it's okay. I don't know. I don't know if this is bragging. I just think it's interesting. When I graduated college and I didn't know what I wanted to do, I got certified to teach Zumba. So that's
Oh, that's
another dancing,
random.
super random. And honestly, I think back and I'm like, other than the fact that I met my lovely wife and my kids, I think back sometimes if I chose that path instead of the path I did choose, like what would have happened? And so yeah, so I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I took sorry, my kids in the back. But I got certified. It's just like a 1 day certification. And then I never actually did any classes, so I was never like an
Oh,
instructor. But I got the certificate, and then
are
I
you
got into
certified?
yeah. Then right after that, I got into a different program, Teach for America. So I was a teacher for a little while, and
Oh,
then from there,
nice.
life happened. I bounced from to different schools. I didn't finish my master's, and then my wife got pregnant, so I needed medical, and then I ended up working at a hotel, union job. So
Yep,
life,
making money.
life
Yeah.
does that, bro. Like life does that. It's like you have a plan, and it's good to have a plan, but you have to be able to, I think, figure out your own path.
Yeah.
as you grow and as you become like older, as soon as I heard my kid's heartbeat, I had a hard time leaving the house to go teach other kids when I knew I had my own kid at home.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I know forever I'd miss the kids that I left. But for me personally, it was like for me to be a great teacher, I knew I needed to spend time away from my own kids. At that
Yeah.
time, that's what my mindset was. And so but you know, when they get older, who knows, maybe I'd be that old uncle, that old
Teach
substitute
it.
teacher, yeah.
Or you can go back teach Zumba.
Oh, that would help with my weight loss, guarantee.
Keto Zumba.
But it was fun. It was good. It was
Oh, that's
so it was
cool.
like Zumba fitness is broken down, I think, into four. You have salsa, reggaeton, cumbia, and one more. Oh, one more. But it's like four Latin like foundations, and then you can create your own choreography based on those foundations. I was like, so I was like, oh, interesting. But
Oh, nice.
it is what it is. That's in the past for now.
Yeah. So future wise, like you got your content going, have you been able to like put out recipes and stuff like that through your social media? I know you got some links up there. Huh?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, because it's, I work full time, and I've done this kind of just on the side as a hobby. And then it's grown to something to where I made it somewhat of a side business, but not really. It's more so I don't have links to any recipes. I do have a few like companies that I products that I take.
Okay.
Um like Ultima Replenisher for a long time. They're just a sugar-free, zero sugar, like a Gatorade, but instead of
Okay.
Gatorade, it's sugar, like a healthier option.
Like
Um
electrolyte and that kind of
I've been
stuff.
taking that for a while, and they partnered with me, and like they give me like a commission code
Oh,
and a link
nice.
of Chalk Zero sugar-free chocolates. I try
Oh,
not to post
nice.
too much about the chocolates because in the long run you want to try to stay away from sweets, even though it's not necessarily spiking your insulin. It does trigger a response where you're gonna crave sweets a little
Oh, I
bit.
see what you mean.
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
I'll post it from time to time when I'm craving a sweet. And so it's more so like brands that I can connect with that I use.
yeah. Mm.
Occasionally they'll send me like affiliate links where I might make a percentage from
Oh,
it.
cool.
Uh but other than that, I've never really ventured too much into like the business realm of my content. I'm
Mm.
pretty new to that. Um I'll ask like sometimes I ask like Kid City if they can send one discount. Or like when Gift Park, we're going to like New Kid City at Kapolei. I'm like, hey, do you
Yeah.
partner with local influencers? And
Yup.
they're like, oh yeah, so no worry, I'll go make one nice video for you. My kids love your guys' indoor playground.
I
So
gotta
for me,
try. Yeah.
yeah, for me, I'm just trying to get comfortable with the fact that, hopefully I can provide value,
Yeah.
and not just do content for free. It's like that balance, right? You don't want to like
Yeah.
do it for the money,
Hmm.
but also you want to make sure that you're getting reciprocated for the value that you're producing. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like that like balance that I'm still learning right now.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you're doing it the right way. Is definitely you're not motivated by that kind of stuff. And I think personally of a cookbook with a lot of your local recipes keto wise that I think that would kill because it's a lot
we're
of
gonna put nothing, two glunks, one glunk. I don't know.
you,
Oh,
you
you gotta
gotta
put
you gotta measure out on glunk then.
yeah, I gotta put glunk, measure them, and then put a little key in the front of the book. One glunk equals 4 tablespoons. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and in the recipe, I go glunk glunk. So two
Yeah.
glunks. What I show you for the what is that chicken adobo, pork
Yeah.
adobo, you get 4 glunks vinegar, 2 glunks shoyu. Okay.
Got it. Yeah, you gotta do the footnotes at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of your dishes are cool because it kind of is like local comfort food. And for have keto comfort food. And honestly, anything with bacon is the best. You know what I mean? It
Yeah, I know, I know. Yeah, no, it's I it's all I have no plan with the stuff I do. It's like I'm driving home and I'm like, oh, I call my wife on, hey, are you hungry for anything? And she's like, oh, maybe we get like chicken. I'm like, oh, maybe I make like chicken broccoli. They're like, okay, and then I get home and I'm just whatever I make for dinner that day, that is what I post as a recipe. Like literally. And it's like sometimes it goes well, sometimes it's like basic, but I'm not gonna like post a recipe just to post it. You know, it's like it's what we're eating for the day. You know, it's
yeah, yeah,
the food for the day. You know, it's
yeah.
so
You're
I
not just setting it up for the
maybe
film.
because I know there's other like big content creators that have like plans and everything,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe I'll take the next leap, the next if I start doing that, but too much
Yeah.
stress.
So honestly, what is your favorite keto dish? Like your go-to to like your heavy hitter that you always like, oh, this
Yeah.
you're gonna have them at least couple times a
Well,
month, kind.
I'll break it down into two different like types because like for me when I'm initially starting and I'm, like for example, like during the holidays, I eat desserts. I gained weight during the holidays, the last couple of holidays anyways. The first 4 years I was pretty good at like staying healthy. But when I want to get back on track, or when I get on track, I keep it as simple as possible. Like steak, chicken, avocado, steamed broccoli, steamed vegetables. You know what I mean? I cook everything with like avocado oil and or grass-fed butter, Hawaiian salt for seasoning, and then lots of water. And so that's like the initial process when you're trying to switching your body from burning carbs as fuel. You're kind of trying to switch it to burn different things as fuel. That's what
Mm.
I do. So like for me, like steak and eggs would be like the thing I would want the most in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then once like I'm in the lifestyle and I feel pretty comfortable with it, I really hmm, I guess like chili,
Oh, okay.
maybe chili, because it's easy. I
Yeah.
think chili, and then it gets better in time for me. Like the second day is better than the first day for chili.
Yeah.
You can last long time,
Yeah.
and you can have it with like like you put some cheese, a little bit of onion, a little bit of I like to have mine with a little bit of avocado.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. That's a good question. I have a hard time. I have a hard time picking favorite things my whole life. I've
Hmm.
always had a hard time picking. It's just it changes. I've changed my favorite color for years. I never had favorite color. When I played football, I had a different number for almost every year that I played, from Pop Warner all the way to college. I would like change my number almost every year because I changed. I don't know.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's hard. It's too hard. But
So
I
you
think
use a
for me,
lot of avocado in your stuff too, huh?
or I use it. Yeah, if the dish I'm making may be a little bit more on the lean side, I'll like
Yeah.
add an avocado because it's a healthy fat.
Yeah.
Also it's good. It's good.
I trip out. Like you use soy on your avocado. I thought I was the only one that
That
does
was
that.
actually my wife. I never did it my
Oh,
whole life.
yeah.
I
I
recently I recently did that. I was like, oh, I spoke of ono, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll put a little bit of a little smidgen of sesame oil because I like sesame oil flavor.
yeah.
Like and then a little bit of heat, a little bit sriracha, and I'm like, ooh, it tastes good. But
Yeah.
in general, especially when you're starting, shoyu or soy sauce is not the best in regards to the keto diet. When I was initially transitioning from like regular to keto, I used to use liquid aminos or
Oh
coconut
yeah, yeah.
aminos. They're like healthier versions of a similar taste. It's not the same, you're not gonna get the kick from the kikoman
Yeah.
or the nostalgia from the aloha shoyu. I know that's a fight right now.
Oh
I was
yeah.
aloha my whole life until I married one Japanese, and then
Eh,
now I'm,
Kikuman.
when you start doing kikoman for long enough, the thing more salty. You
Yeah.
try to go back to aloha. I'm like, oh, maybe they were right. I'm like, so my mindset is I marinate with aloha, and then I eat my regular. When I'm not keto, I have rice. I have my rice and my sushi or my
Yeah.
sashimi with kikoman. And I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay, cool with that. But my
That's
Calbee recipe is still aloha.
aloha. That's the question of the year, aloha or kikuman.
Ooh, I did a video I think with that, and I got
Oh,
some
what? Which one won?
comments. Oh, I don't know. I don't. I think it was. You know what? I think it was pretty even
Oh,
because you got to see, like, I think like a lot of the local Asians,
oh
they're
yeah,
they're a real strong kikoman, and a lot of like the Hawaiian homestead Hawaiians, they're real aloha shoyu. Like my mom's from
yeah.
a Manalo Hawaiian home, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
shoyu until they die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and then like I said, my wife's half Japanese, so I was like, well, what shoyu is this? What is this red cap? What is red cap?
I think that's the question, or firm or soft tofu.
Oh yeah, I'm a firm.
Yeah,
I'm
me
firm.
too. Yeah.
Firm tofu, and I used to put grated ginger and
Oh,
then shoyu. So you like cube it up into like a little pure or like a little into little cubes. Shredded ginger, shoyu over the top. Kind of like the same sauce you use for oxtail soup. But if you ever go Campbell oxtail soup,
oh yeah,
they have
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
ginger, but that over the tofu. That I'll crave that sometimes.
Oh,
That
that
was
sounds
something.
good.
That's something I ate with my mom all the time.
Yep, I'm
Yeah,
a fan of ginger for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Clear the sinuses a little bit.
yeah, yeah. All right, on. Well, we've been going for an hour, man, and I appreciate you coming on my show. I would definitely want to have you back. It is good fun talking story with
Yeah,
you, bro.
guaranteed,
Yeah.
guaranteed. No, it was good fun. I'm sorry. I know things were a little chaotic. I don't know if you heard background noise of my
Oh,
kids.
good, bro. It makes it
Uh,
real.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
yeah, no, but it was fun. I enjoy these type of things. I know we talked about this a little bit, but when you're creating content or you're putting yourself out there, sometimes it feels sometimes it's difficult,
Yeah,
if you don't have that, like for me, that positive reinforcement from others. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
definitely.
hearing that positive reinforcement, I think helps me, and then hopefully helps you, you know what I
Yep,
mean? And it's
for
like
sure.
it's one of those things where it's it gets ball rolling in a better trajectory,
Yeah,
you know. So
definitely. And it's spreading
that's that.
positivity and
My wife
healthy.
is always correcting my words. Always correcting my words. As I went married to her, how many words have you corrected? She's just my whole life. I've said words wrong, and then yeah, it's because my mom says it a certain
Yeah.
way, so I say them a certain way. Just wrong word.
Bruh, my girlfriend says the wrong lyrics, bruh. We was in the car the other day and she's busting songs, and I'm like, wait, what? And she tell me that's what it says. I like Googling the lyrics. I'm like, no, it's not.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
But to me, it's about the spirit. Yeah.
Hey,
And just use the
communication
context
is,
clues. You understood what I said.
yeah, exactly. Communication is spreading ideas. If you know what I'm talking about, then regardless of how I'm talking it.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
I'm talking. No, I know. No, it's I don't know. I think especially right now with like how the world is, I think it's important to just like try to try to be try to live a positive light, and then
Spread aloha.
yeah, just try to,
Yeah.
just try to.
Right
So
on. Well, I'm very glad you could come on my show. I think a lot of people would want to know a little more insight and a little bit of your backstory, because I know a lot of people follow your stuff, and like myself included, and a lack of a better word I can describe, but being a fan, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people are fans of yours that want to know a little bit more about you, and I think we hit it out the park today. So right on.
Man.
Where can people find you on Instagram and TikTok or whatever platforms you're on?
So the main two, Hawaiian Keto Dad, Instagram and TikTok. My ride or die community that I've had for a really long time is Instagram. TikTok, I'll post things, but I tend not to like look at the comments for what we said earlier.
Yeah.
I just post and ghost on TikTok. Sorry, all my TikTok followers. But Instagram is usually where I post my stories and I share my daily routines and then in both of them I have like links to different products that I partner with.
Okay.
Things that I use daily or at least most days. And yeah, I'm working on transitioning some of my content to YouTube because I know YouTube has like now they have
Shorts.
the shorts.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at trying to transition some of my content there. But for me, I'm so like used to the routine of like posting everything on Instagram and then cropping it out and then putting it on TikTok. So now I gotta, I gotta figure out like a different method to put it onto YouTube,
Yeah.
And so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long I continue doing what I'm doing, and not continue. I'm gonna continue it, but like I also there was a time, I don't know, maybe we should say this for the next one, but I started to do reviews of restaurants and I would look
Oh,
options for different restaurants. And I remember that was kind of like a fun thing to do,
yeah.
And so I think about doing stuff similar to that because I know that's a lot of people come from all over, they come to Hawaii, or you just don't want to cook and you want to look for areas that might have low carb options. And so I might bring that back. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Only thing like that, I gotta go spend money.
No, you get them for sponsor you. So I'm gonna review your
Yeah, but
restaurant.
I've never reached out to restaurants before. Hey, if
Yeah.
there's restaurants out there,
But then again, it's like, oh, what if it's junk? And then it's like, oh
yeah,
no.
yeah. I would have to tell them beforehand, like I gotta give an honest review.
Yeah.
I got to give an honest review. I won't bash it. Whatever good things I can pick from it, I'll share that.
It's
But
the
I'm not
ice coldest water you guys get.
gonna. Oh, when I walked in, the air conditioning was so good.
That's my review.
Yeah, that's my review, guys. Don't even talk about the food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, if you're feeling hot outside, just go inside. AC was the water is cold and the AC is so refreshing.
Winner. Come again. Watch again. Oh,
But
right
yeah,
on. And for us, our Instagram is Above the Bridge Podcast. Our website is atbpod.com, YouTube channel Above the Bridge Podcast, and my Instagram is Thaddy Daddy High. Well, I definitely want to have you back on the show. I just for talk story, bro. You fun to talk with, bro. We don't even have to talk about keto stuff. We can talk
yeah, I
about
know. Sorry.
dancing mahu in the club.
You know what? If you feel like you can lose the battle, you only
Yeah.
bust out at the end of the battle.
Just got a sachet and you win, bro.
You do a couple snaps, and then they go,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa. You go, hey, I won. Then you point to the
Yeah.
crowd. Look, I'm the one left in the center.
I'll remember that. Right on, man. Well, shakas for the cameras.
I can do the awkward launch shaka like the keto
Oh, this the swim.
the one they like. Okay, aloha guys.
Right on, man. We're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.